Hey, I'm Brian Kelley. Blast off to the music universe.
Brian Kelley, the mad scientist monster. Welcome to the Music Universe podcast. How are you?
I'm doing great, y'all. Thanks for having me and looking forward to chatting.
Oh, we're looking forward to it too. We got some new music to talk about. I've been listening to this album coming out that's really good. First, take me inside the decision to do The Masked Singer.
Oh, man. That was a really, really big surprise at the end of last year. Last fall, kind of thought I was done for the year and about to be kind of in holiday mode and just, not do much. And they sent an email to our team and it came in. We read it and thought about it, slept on it, woke up early the next morning like I typically do if I'm home, and was just mulling through it, the idea of it. What does this look like? And was like, all right, let's definitely do it. I got really excited about it, and we hopped on a Zoom call and they pitched the idea. They had a kind of a mock up of what the Mad Scientist Monster would look like, and I was like, y'all freaking nailed it. I'm in. Let's go. And so, yeah, just a total unexpected experience, but really, really glad I did it. It was fun. It was wild. It was challenging. Just a great experience, and I'd do it all over again. I'm really, really thankful that opportunity came my way. It was like a creative palate cleanser for me, man. Just to be able to sing and nobody know who you are and be in this wild mask and costume and this whole character. It was uh it was it was oddly freeing, in a sense that, just let it rip, just getting to sing songs that I like and some I love, but I probably, some of those don't live in my set list. Maybe some will now, but it's one of those things. It's like as a country single, coastal country, it's, sometimes I can get too far in my head about, I'm this type of artist and I don't know if I can sing that song, but just eliminating all those thoughts from your head and getting outside and getting into their world. And it's like, I can sing that and I can do that. And let me show some fans that have no idea who I am and maybe some that do, what I can do, and challenge myself and show off parts of my voice that, maybe people don't know that I can do. And,
Right.
yeah.
That's where I was headed with this. Were you surprised at the more 80s, 90s traditional guesses that not only the judges had, but that people online had? I mean, to go from Florida Georgia Line and of course the wonderful pop country that is the hallmark of your catalog to now sounding like somebody where Alan Jackson is a fair guess, I think. Were you surprised at the way the guesses went early on?
I had even
Yeah.
guessed Kane Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
yeah, a little surprised and definitely humbled and honored. And, I mean, my name, I guess, my voice was thrown around with, some legends that, the reason I make music, one of the guys is Alan Jackson, and so to have any resemblance, or that, they guessed that was just like, holy smokes, I guess I'm kind of doing something right. Or, they're liking what they hear. And so that was like that was an honor, and that was really humbling. And, I remember they said Trace Adkins, and I was like, I don't know if my voice is that deep, but
Eh,
yeah.
So, what was the hardest part for you to do this? Was it keeping your anonymity of not being able to tell people, or was it getting in that costume, or a variety of things?
No, it wasn't hard keeping like a secret. That was kind of the fun part, that like my band and, the world, didn't really know what we were up to there for three or so weeks, just kind of acting like we're kind of off time, and we're really, really busy. The majority of those days you're shooting long days. For like the actual episode days are pretty long. The rehearsal days aren't too bad, but, nothing was too hard. But it was a process. It was collaborative. Like we'd knock out the first episode, and then you immediately go into, all right, we got to find the next song for the next episode when you keep making it through. And so you go into like creative mode. And whether they give you a prompt of, okay, it's boy band week, you're like, all right, sick, let me get on Spotify and go through songs that I may already know, or songs that I like, or, we had my wife, my manager Charlton, and Jensen, my publicist, and they were all out there. And so we would get in a huddle at the hotel most of the time, or on the way there. We were still trying to figure out some songs, but we'd send to the producers and they'd say, yeah, we like that one, or hey, give us more options. So just finding the right song was a challenge, but like also I love that. I love songs. I'm a song guy. And so to kind of find, some of these songs that might have been admittedly maybe more passerby in the past. Like I kind of knew the scientists, like I knew how the chorus was, and I knew a little bit of Coldplay, but to really dive in on that song and to really kind of learn it and make it my own in a sense was something really really cool. It was really special. And even songs like "Love Yourself" and "I Swear." I mean, that one I didn't really have to practice for. I knew that one pretty dang good just growing up as a youngster. That was like I was talking to somebody earlier. I mean, and that's like sixth grade dance, kind of
Yeah.
song that's just a monster smash. So I was glad to. I loved every song I did. I was proud of every song choice, and I think each song kind of showcased my voice in a different way. I tried to add a new element every week for the most part, if the song allowed.
Yeah, so it was kind of like you said earlier, creative mode, but almost as if you were like in the studio picking songs you were going to record.
Yeah, 100%. It's like, what melodies do I like? Do I like what the message of this song? Can I, if I put this in the right key, or maybe it's the same key, where's the magic spot for my voice? And the majority of the songs you do, it's not a full song, so it's like a minute and a half or so, 2 minutes long version. So figuring out what version you want them to kind of create, or what length. It was just awesome, man. I mean, being around that type of production set and watching how the big dogs do it. I mean, it's just unbelievable how quick they move, how quick they design. The set designers, the costume designers, the choreographers, I mean, the vocal coaches. I mean, everything's there, everything's rocking. It's just a wild experience, and I loved getting to be there and to learn more, to be around it. I majored in entertainment industry studies, got my degree from Belmont, so that's movies, music, and television. And so I felt like I was, took a while, but I felt like I was truly there, kind of living out my degree there for about 3 weeks, and all up in it and taking it all in. And it was a great experience, man. Anybody that's watching this ever gets the call, go do it. You'll love it.
Yeah. I love it. Speaking of being in the studio, you have a new album coming out June 20th. It is
Yep.
Sunshine State of Mind, Season 2, Chapter 1. Tell me
Yeah.
about the process of creating a new season of this Sunshine State of Mind record.
Well, the best part and the easiest part about season 2, chapter 1 is the majority of the songs, maybe except for two songs, were already written during season 1. So that's kind of how the whole season thing started. When I originally was writing for the first record, I had a bunch of songs written, and I kind of had to pick 17 or 18. I picked 17, felt like that was a cool number, and I was like, well, when season 2 comes around, I've got the majority of the songs already ready to go that I love. And when the time came to record them, I still loved them. And it just, taking those songs that were written in the same time as season 1, the same headspace, to me is a magic thing and a special thing. And to take that energy in those songs, and me and my co-writers and collaborators, we had such a great time making those songs and writing them, and having a great time being in Florida, um, here at the house and on the lake and on the Gulf, and just living those songs out as we're writing them. And so that's one of the coolest things about it is, other than Tennessee Tan and Blue Sky and a Bottle of Rum, all those songs we're already ready. So excited about getting back in the Sunshine State of Mind headspace and songland in a sense. And it feels maybe even more special to me. I don't know what the fans think, but going from season 1, and I put 2 different records out in between, and then coming back to season 2, it kicked me in a back in gear in a cool way, maybe that I didn't expect. But that was always the plan, to have season 2. I didn't know how many records I was going to put in between them. I just really wanted life to take me where life wants me to go. And that was Tennessee Truth, and that was Ed Mary Margaret's son. And now we're back to Sunshine State of Mind, and I'm probably going to stay in this headspace for a good while now that we're back.
Yeah,
I'm a double down on it.
that's awesome. And yeah, you got
Yeah.
the tour coming up, but before we get to the tour, you got a couple of collaborations. You got one with Hunt Garrett, which it's being called a twang trap. I can barely say that. And then Tyler Pigg for
Yeah.
a country rap collaboration. How did those
Yeah.
come about?
Well, the Tyler Pigg one came about just through social media. He's been a fan and a friend through socials for years, man. Just he's been a guy that has been doing his music thing, but also been very, very supportive of me and what I've been doing, and would send me messages and say, "Hey, bro, you're killing it. I see you." And just one of those guys, man, and a good guy, hard worker. And he had released Pedal to Metal, the first version, and it was popping up all over my feed. And I just did a little more research on him, and I was like, man, this guy's working his butt off, and he's doing it independent, and got a cool little team around him. And I go, I love that song. I love that song, Pedal to Metal. So I just reached out to him on messages. I was like, hey, man, let's do a remix. I'd love to hop on this with you and put it out. And so pretty quickly, we got on a call, and he's like, what are you thinking? And I'm like, man, just whatever you're thinking. And so I was like, I'd love to sing the hook, and maybe I put little harms or some extra ad libs on there. And so we did that, and he's like, I love it. And then the next day, and granted, I was in Boston in a hotel room when I did the vocals, and then the next day, I think the next day or so, we were in somewhere in New York. I want to say Syracuse. Went over to Catlin, my producer's hotel room, and then he goes, man, you got to put some bars on this thing. And I go, I don't know about that. I go, I mean, I could, but I go, I just wanted to hop on to do the singing parts, like the chorus. And he goes, no, man. He goes, you got it. He goes, let me write you some bars. And I was like, all right. He goes, I'm headed to the studio. I'll be up all night, and you know, well, you can put it on. I go, all right. Well, I go, we'll see. I go, if I like what you wrote and it's banging, like, I'll do it. And so he texted me the next morning. That's when we were in Syracuse, and he just sent me a voice memo of what he had written and how it went. And I go, dude, that's freaking killer. I said, I'll go do it right now. So that's kind of how it happened. And then with Hunt Garrett, I have a buddy, mutual friend, and he sent me Hunt's song, Meet Me at the Bar. And he was just joking around. My buddy goes, Hunt needs you on this song. And so I listened to it, and I was like, damn, I might need to be on that song. That song's awesome, and a lot of energy, and I just felt like it was fresh. And so I called Hunt up and to hop on this, and he's like, what do you want to do? I was like, well, we can go back and forth on the chorus some, and that whole thing. And I was like, I'd love to write a second verse rap for it. So I wrote the rap for that one. We were actually up in Nashville at the time, and wrote that in about 45 minutes. And he came to Grayton Beach, and we shot some reels. We recorded. He brought his producer, and we knocked it out month and a half or so ago. And but my headspace really with that is getting back to why to do music in the first place, because music moves me. Those two songs moved me to want to sing on it, to want to create an extra element to try to make that song better. In addition to that, what is cool to me is, I got two young independent guys that I'm hopping on songs with, and they're going to be on tour with me as well. I don't know if we've announced it, but I'll tell y'all here today. I'm going to bring them out on tour with me as well, and get them in front of some people, give them an opportunity. And I love those guys. They're great humans. They're talented. They're working their butts off independently, and I see them, and I want to be around them, and I want to put out, I just want to do what I want to do. And I think that's where that gut, the heart, the head all line up about not worrying about what other people think. When the music moves you, you got to go for it. You got to dive in head first. And so that's just another case of falling in love with songs, and meeting some great people that make those songs, collabing.
Exactly. And very generous of you to bring them out on tour. That's wonderful. Let's get to that. Tour dates this summer. Where are you headed?
Yeah. Gosh, we're headed. We've got some good Florida dates. We've got Virginia. We've got South Carolina. We've got Georgia. We've got, the last run, I think we've got to show up in Dewey Beach, Delaware. Woo! Bottle and Cork. I've heard all about that place. I can't wait to play that place. But yeah, we've got about 19 or 20 dates, and Sunshine State of Mind tour finally here. We're finally doing it, and just excited to get out on my own headline tour. We hadn't headlined a little tour since 2022, so it's been a couple years, um, and just excited to, I think having 4 records out by the time we tour, it's exciting that I can pull from that big of a catalog in just a matter of a couple years being solo. So that's exciting for me. We've really dialed in our live show over the past couple years, even more so. I love my band. I love my crew. We've got a really cool family atmosphere vibe going, and we love being out on the road when we're out, and we love being around each other. And so I think that translates to the energy that we bring on stage and the good times that we like to have. And yeah, I just can't wait to see the fans, and just live these songs out together, and just some of these venues I've played before back in 2022, some I've never played, and so just the excitement of getting out of town, and getting on the bus, and meeting some new fans, seeing some old familiar faces, and just it's just a part of what I do. It's like love making records and love getting them out on the road and seeing how people react, and it's just a good time.
And speaking of fans, and we're not going to be able to get to everything here, but I want to talk about your fan club app. That's kind of neat
Yeah.
because not a lot of people do that, and you think in this digital age more people would offer that. What inspired that, and what can fans receive by subscribing?
Yeah, making my own app was something I've been wanting to do for a couple years, and we finally got it done, and um, it just it stems from wanting to have a better, deeper connection to the fans, a more direct line, number one, and also giving back and offering something back to the fans. I think it's a cool place to post up. If once or twice a day on the app, or once a week, whatever the fans, however they want to do it, they can get a little bit at a time, or they can catch up once a week and get a bunch to look at. But to have a place where, because I'm doing my stuff independent now as well, but to have a place where I've got right now on the app, I've got Saltwater Ranch, Always Summertime, and Blue Sky Inn on the app from the record. The record doesn't come out till June, but people can go listen to those new songs, just a preview for free. They just got to download the app. So unique content. Just we'll do some live streams maybe from the shows on the tour. Anything that I think of and want to offer the fans, we can do now, and that's cool. And it's a direct line, so the connectivity, the uniqueness of it. I'm trying to build my fan base a solid foundation to where we can grow together, and I feel like sometimes on certain apps and the algorithms, it's hard to connect, and some people are seeing things and some people aren't. And so to have a place and get the word out and say, hey, hit the BK app. You can get all the info, merch, special merch, access to, at some point we're going to start releasing demos from the vault, stuff that maybe I won't record, but I'll release some demos. So they'll be on there as well. But it really is a place to house all my crazy ideas that I want to give my fans and connect with my fans. So I'm excited. It's out, and yeah, man, I just trying to do things different, trying to do things that I think of that I would like as a fan for my favorite artist. If the roles were reversed. So yeah, just trying to pioneer some different things in my world.
Yeah,
That's
awesome.
great.
And two last things on Mad Scientist Monster here. First of all, really great idea to throw a mashup, like you said, a mashup in your set of some of those numbers, because I've been waiting. Like I went to see Boys to Men after Buffalo won,
Oh yeah,
season 12. They didn't do any of the songs. I'm like, that would be perfect because
yeah.
they had the Buffalo there. But I am curious if, like Gretchen, you had the opportunity to keep hold of anything from the costume.
No,
No,
what did she get?
she kept her gloves. She kept the gloves.
Oh, well, really?
Yeah. Yeah, and she
Dang.
wore them
Well,
on
I'm
the
gonna have to, I'm gonna have
ACMs.
to, I'm gonna have to call them up. I need like a mini mask, like bobblehead for my truck.
There you
Yeah.
go.
That's all I want. Just a little tiny bobblehead, mad scientist monster head. That would be that would work for me.
I love it. Brian Kelley, thank you so much. This was an absolute pleasure. We will
Heck
see
yeah,
you on the road. I'll see you in Virginia.
bring
And
it.
thank you so much for your time.
I appreciate y'all. Thanks for all the love and support, and see you in Virginia.
Yes,
And
sir.
buddy, I don't know where we'll see you, but hopefully somewhere soon.
I'm in Bakersfield, so if you hit like the Crystal Palace or places like
Okay,
that, I can swing by over there.
nice,
Awesome.
awesome, y'all.
Thank you very much, Brian Kelley. You've been listening to the Music Universe podcast. Be sure to check us out online at themusicuniverse.com and socials at themusicuni. Take care.